FinTech has impacted all areas of financial services, so which trends are on the rise? The UK has experienced a boom in digital-only challenger banks who have gained millions of users. Their customer-centric products continue to attract large investment rounds and acquired market share from incumbents. But can they continue to gain traction and grow at speed and scale? Artificial intelligence continues to be a hot topic. 52% of financial service firms are currently making substantial investments in AI. Over the next 3 years, it could boost banks' revenues by 3.4%. But beyond chatbots and robo-advisors, have we actually seen any real use cases? Blockchain has the potential to transform existing financial infrastructure, yet implementation has been slower than expected. But 2018 venture capital investment into blockchain companies is already on track to exceed 2017's highs. Is this the year it will deliver on its promise? 2017 saw the rise of RegTech, with benefits seen by both fintechs and banks, with global demand expected to exceed $100 billion by 2020. Which solutions will win out? In the first half of 2017, over £200 million was invested into UK InsurTech, a 2,695% increase year on year. Is InsurTech going to follow the path of FinTech and make it big in 2018? 13 million people don't have enough savings to survive a month if they suffered a 25% decrease in income. Nearly 2 million people in the UK do not have a bank account. The opportunity to leverage FinTech for good is immense. But what solutions are out there to help? Diversity continues to be an issue in FinTech. Women represent only 29% of staff in the sector and only 17% of senior executives. What is being done to change this? And what will you and your organization do to make an impact? With so much at stake, the next 5 years could see the financial landscape change beyond recognition. Welcome to the place where innovation and finance converge.
Good morning, everybody. Seriously, good morning.
Good morning.
It's early, but it's exciting, so hopefully we can get the energy levels a bit up. Welcome to the second day of the Innovate Finance Global Summit 2018. Welcome to a packed day, and it's great to see you all here in numbers. We hope you stay with us for the day. We encourage you to stay with us for the day, or we urge you to stay with us for the day, because the program's really exciting. Before we start talking a little bit about what's happening at the moment, I'm supposed to give you some housekeeping things, so I've got a list. Exits. But please, when you move towards the exits, don't start the conversations in the room. Start them outside the room. It's important, it's disruptive, and there's a bit of an echo. The hashtag for today is hashtag IFGS 2018. In my notes, it says, please feel free to use it. Rubbish. Use it. I was traveling yesterday, and the only way I could find out what the debate was by actually following the Twitter feed. And some of you may not be familiar with Twitter, but since Facebook is going to die very soon because of the recent events, get used to it. But joking aside, seriously, it's one of the Innovate Finance Global Summit is a big thing for people around the world. Not everybody has the luxury to be here, but people follow it on social media, so use the social media. It's for the benefit of everybody. The Wi-Fi password is up here as well. We don't need to talk about Wi-Fi. Breaks, there will be some breaks. There will be a lunch break at about 12:30, 12:35 for half an hour. The breaks are all very short, so please be back on time. And there will be some interaction in some of the sessions. Please download the app if you haven't done so. Now, this is all this. We don't need this anymore. For those of us who've been in this space for a while, and sometimes when I tweet, I use the hashtag FinTech Fossil. We've seen a lot, and we've seen the debate evolving and moving forward. And Innovate Finance Global Summit has been around for a number of years now. And it's interesting and fascinating to see how in some areas the debate has evolved. And it's frustrating to see that in some areas we're still talking about the same things. You saw the little video. There's lots of buzzwords, right? AI, blockchain, yeah, InsurTech. But what does this actually mean? What does this mean in terms of transformation, in terms of true innovation? And hopefully the panels today will really touch upon that. We have a session on how the banks innovate. It's my favorite subject because they're truly, truly bad at it. And that's not a criticism, it's an acknowledgement. And hopefully we jointly can find ways of actually helping the industry evolve. A lot of the conversations that are happening on the surface, but when you start digging deeper, innovation happens in areas that people don't think of, like procurement and legal and compliance. These are the things that need to change. So governance is important. And it's interesting. The good thing is the conversation is shifting now from the froth on the surface that looks sexy to the kind of the really boring stuff in the background. So in parallel with governance, policy is changing. And it's really, that's the fascinating bit to watch how in Innovate Finance Global Summit, you've seen a real kind of increase of the policy conversations, and this is reflected in the sessions we have here. On top of that, we have a session on the international landscape. We started StartupBootCamp FinTech in London in 2014 for one reason. London was the FinTech hub of the world. And that was why we started our first FinTech program here. But guess what now? If you look globally, there's other hubs that are emerging that are actually learning from mistakes and capitalizing on their local assets and trying to compete. And since we're talking about competing with hubs, the big elephant in the room, the first panel today, Brexit. We cannot ignore the fact that this may or will have a substantial impact in what we do, both on the industry side and the startup side. So it's really important that we actually have an educated, dispassionate debate. Or maybe it has to be passionate, but it's about actually highlighting the pros and the cons and the risks and the opportunities. And I have a feeling that subject will come through in some of the keynotes as well. In addition to this, we have a session on collaboration. It used to be a buzzword. Now the industry is really looking to see how they can facilitate that. And we'll also talk a little bit about InsurTech because it has increased dramatically in the broad spectrum of financial services. I'm running out of time with all I was allowed to say. I was told to behave, but if you want to hear my opinions, just grab me over a beer. And this is all. I'm super excited that we have our first keynote coming from the policy side. And you will see this coming through the rest of the day as well. So that's all I have to say before announcing the Right Honourable Sir Nick Clegg, former Deputy Prime Minister and former leader of the Liberal Democrats, to the stage with the first keynote.